Hey everybody, it's Ben Zentera from Solar Reviews. Today we're going to talk about one of the best reasons to go solar in the USA, the federal solar tax credit. We'll get into what the tax credit is, how it works, and why it's important for homeowners looking to go solar. By the end of the video, you'll be armed with some knowledge that will help you make the right choice during your solar journey. First, let's get something out of the way. We're talking about money and taxes today, and these can be sensitive topics. I want to be clear that I'm a solar expert, but not a tax expert, and I'm not licensed to give financial advice. Everything I'm sharing in this video is for informational purposes only, so when you're ready to go solar, you should consult a tax professional or financial advisor before making any decisions. With that out of the way, let's get into it. The federal solar tax credit, also known as the residential clean energy credit, is the best incentive available in the US for homeowners who buy solar panels. Thanks to the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act back in 2022, homeowners can reduce their tax bill by up to 30% of the cost they paid to install solar panels when they file their taxes the next year. So, how does it all work? The main requirements for this incentive are that you get solar panels installed on a home that you own. And it doesn't have to be your main home, but you must have taxable income. You must own the solar panels by paying cash or taking out a loan. And solar panels that are installed under a lease or power purchase agreement are the property of the installation company, meaning they get to take their own version of this tax credit. If all those things are true, you can receive a credit of up to 30% of the total cost of solar when you file your taxes in the year after installation. And that includes materials and labor too. But don't necessarily expect to receive a big check in the mail. With the way the tax credit works, the credit is applied against your income tax liability, which reduces how much you owe in federal income taxes for that year. Depending on your situation, this could mean a higher tax refund and more money in your pocket. That was a lot of words, so let's take a look at an example. If the total cost of your solar system comes out to $20,000, you can receive a tax credit of $6,000, which is 30%. That $6,000 reduces what you owe in taxes that year, essentially lowering the price of your solar panel system. So instead of paying $20,000 in that first year for solar, your net cost after 1 year would actually be $14,000, as long as you can claim the full amount of the tax credit. And what do I mean by the full amount of the tax credit? Well, there are a few important things to note about the federal tax credit. First, keep in mind that this is not an upfront payment. You will still pay the full amount for your system at first, and get the savings later when you file taxes. The next most important thing to understand is tax liability. Remember when I brought that up before? It just means the total amount of taxes you owe on the income you receive throughout the year. And the solar tax credit is what's called non-refundable, meaning it's capped based on that tax liability. So let's say your tax credit is equal to $6,000, but your total tax liability is only $5,000. That leftover $1,000 has to be carried over to the next year's return. This can be a tricky subject, which is why I said it's important to talk to an expert advisor. They can help you determine whether you're able to claim the full credit in 1 year or whether you have to roll it over to the next. The solar tax credit can be paired with other incentives your state or utility company may offer, but those incentives may impact how much your credit is ultimately worth. Again, check with an expert to determine how all those incentives can work together. And here's some more good news. The residential clean energy credit goes beyond home solar panels. It also applies to battery storage systems, solar water heaters, geothermal heat pumps, fuel cells, and wind turbines too. All right, let's talk about filing. When tax season comes around and you're getting ready to file, make sure you have the filing materials on you. All the receipts from your solar installation, IRS Form 1040, IRS Form 5695, and the instructions for both those forms, which we'll link down below. If you choose to work with a tax professional, just be sure you have all those installation receipts, and the professional should be able to take it from there. The last thing that's important to know is the tax credit will not be around forever. You can be eligible to receive the full 30% tax credit as long as you get solar panels installed by the end of 2032. But for installations in 2033, the credit percentage drops down to 26%, then 22% for 2034, only to expire altogether by 2035. So everyone in the US can take advantage of this great incentive through 2034, but that doesn't mean the other incentives that are around won't be around for that long. Having the ability to combine the tax credit with the local incentives available today brings you the most solar savings. So if you want to maximize your savings and lower your installation costs, think about going solar ASAP. We hope this video gave you a little better idea of how the tax credit works and how it can make your switch to solar a more viable option for your home. Just keep in mind, everyone's situation is unique. Talk to those expert tax professionals and financial advisors to make sure this great incentive will work for you. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and watch more videos right here.